Hello everyone! Magandang buhay po sa lahat. Welcome back po dito sa aking Mathematics Tagalog tutorial. Sa video na ito ay papaliwanag ko po sa inyo on how to investigate, interpret, and analyze graphs from primary data. So ano nga po ba yung primary data at paano po natin ito i-interpret and i-analyze? Okay, so ang tinutukoy po niya ay graphs. So these are the different graphs of a primary data. Now, how are we going to interpret? At paano ba ito i-analyze? Ano nga po ba ang ibig sabihin ng graph na ito? Okay, so lahat po yan, step by step, ay magpipresent po ako ng examples kung paano po i-interpret. Okay, so let's start by defining what is graphs. So bakit po graphs po ako nag-start? Kasi ang interpret po natin ay graphs. Okay? So graphs are visual tools used to display information or data clearly and efficiently, making it easier to understand patterns, trends, and relationships. They help transform raw numbers into meaningful insights. Okay, so ito po ay visual tools, okay, to display information. So, ibig sabihin, sa graph pa lang, makikita mo na kaagad yung ibig sabihin ng information. Nakikita po kaagad kung ano yung mas malaking information, mas mababang data or information. And these are the different graphs, okay, that we're going to interpret and analyze. We have bar graph. Ano nga po ba ang example ng bar graph? So, ganito po yung bar graph. Another one is pictograph. So what is the example of pictograph? Ito po yung example ng pictograph. Okay? And then third one is line graph. Of course, dapat sa ating graph may line. Kaya nga po tinawag na line graph. And then number 4, scatter plot. Okay, so ito po yung example ng scatter plot. And the fifth one is circle graph or pie graph. Okay, so ito po yung ating pie graph. So all in all, ay i-identify po natin or investigate po natin, analyze po natin, interpret itong different graphs na ito. Okay, so next that we need to define aside from graphs is primary data. So primary data is a first-hand data that a researcher has gathered. Data can be gathered through observations, surveys, interviews, experiments, and focus group discussion. Okay, pag sinabi po nating primary data, ang keyword po natin dyan ay first-hand. Ibig sabihin ng first-hand, ikaw mismo na researcher ang nag-collect ng data. For example, gusto mong malaman ang favorite colors ng grade 8 students. So, kapag ikaw ang pumunta sa grade 8 students na room at nag-collect ka ng data, yung data na na-collect mo, ang tawag po doon ay primary data. Okay? Kasi ikaw mismo ang nag-collect ng data. And there are many ways to collect data. Sabi nga po natin, ito po ay lesson po ninyo nung kayo po ay grade 7. So to collect data, we can use observation, pwede pong survey questionnaire, pwede pong in a form of interview, pwede pong in a form of experiment, and focus group discussion. So lahat ng ito po, pag nag-collect po tayo ng data, ang tawag po sa ditang na-collect natin ay primary data. Okay? So meron pong another kind of data which is secondary data. Pero sa next video lesson ko na po ipapaliwanag yung secondary data. And then i-compare po natin doon yung primary and secondary data. Okay? So here, nag-present po ako ng different examples of primary data. So ito po yung 5 examples na nakalap ko at ipipresent ko sa inyo. Number 1, the data collected from an interview of a researcher on a teacher on their job satisfaction. Okay, for example, gusto mong malaman as a researcher yung job satisfaction ng mga teacher, pwedeng ikaw mismo ang pumunta sa teacher at ikaw ang mag-i-interview, magtatanong. Okay? So, yan po ay primary data, yung makokolek mong data. Okay? Number 2, McCoy conducts interview with local coconut farmers to know the farm gate price of coconut products. Okay. So here, halimbawa, ikaw po ay buyer ng nyog at gusto mo pong malaman yung yung price ng coconut mismo doon sa mga bibilhan mo ng coconut, ay pwede ka pong mag-interview. At kapag nag-interview ka mismo, dun sa taong nagbebenta ng coconut, ang tawag po dun na datang na-collect mo ay primary. Okay? Number 3, a university conducting a survey about students or among students about campus facilities. Okay. So for example, magso-survey ka sa mga estudyante about campus facilities kung kompleto ba o kulang ang facility, yung data makakalap mo from students, ang tawag po doon ay primary data. Another one, a traffic analyst recording the number of cars passing through an intersection at rush hour. Okay, so kapag ikaw mismo ang nagkalap, nag-record or nag-video doon sa mga dumadaan na sasakyan at that time, yung nakalap mo pong data, ang tawag po doon ay primary data. And last one, a hospital recording patient vitals during treatment. Okay, so syempre, yung hospital, kaharap po niya yung patient, kinukuhanan po niya ng vitals yung patient, yung record po na yon, ang tawag po doon ay primary data. Okay? Bago po ako magbigay ng examples kung paano po mag-interpret at mag-analyze ng graphs, ay ibibigay ko po muna sa inyo yung different components of graph or statistical graph. For example, ito po yung ating bar graph. So sa bar graph, marami pong components ang bar graph. Ano po? Okay, so meron tayong vertical line or vertical numbers, meron tayong horizontal line, horizontal numbers, meron po tayong bars. Okay, isa-isahin po natin yung components or parts nitong bar graph na ito. Okay, so una po ay graph title. So ang graph title po ay component of graph which tells what the graph is about. Of course. So ano po ang ibig sabihin ng title nito? Ano ba yung pinapakita ng title? Siyempre, kailangan natin ng ano po ba yung pinapakita ng graph na ito rather? Siyempre, kailangan ng title. So sa title pa lang, meron ka na po kaagad idea about this graph. Okay, so ang title po ng graph na yan ay ML Players. Okay? Next po ay graph axis label. So ano yung graph axis label? So sa ating pong pinag-aralan about X and Y coordinates, meron po dyan X-axis and Y-axis. Ano po? Kaya yung graph axis label, component of graph that the X-axis which goes left to right horizontally and the Y-axis which goes up and down vertically. So pag sinabi po natin X-axis horizontal, Y-axis vertical. So dito po sa ating bar graph, meron din po tayong X-axis, Y-axis. So ito pong vertical, Y-axis, ito pong horizontal, X-axis po yan. Okay, so and then ito po yung kanyang label. Kaya po siya tinawag na graph axis label. So ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng data na nandito sa vertical at nandito sa horizontal? Okay, so sa vertical, andito po yung number of ML players at dito sa horizontal, ito po ay grade level. Okay? Next po ay graph units. So ano naman po yung graph units? Component of a graph in which category and frequency are the units presented on the two axes. Okay, so ano naman po yung units na tinutukoy dito po sa ating graph? Okay, so ito po ay yung mga numbers dito po sa ating vertical and horizontal. Okay, pag sinabing units, ito po yung number. Ano po? Ito po yung tinutukoy ng label. Okay. Since number of ML players, kaya number po yung nakalagay dito. Ito po yung kanyang units. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. At dito naman po sa ating horizontal, ang nakalagay po na label niya ay grade level, natural, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10. Okay? Next naman po ay graph data. So, graph data, component of a graph that can be presented in many different forms such as bars, dots, lines, or other representations. Okay. Since ito po ay bar graph, kaya var po ang ginamit. Ano po? So, yung data po, yan na po yung nilalaman mismo ng ating graph. Okay. So, yun pong nire-represent mismo yung nung data. Ano po? So, for example, ano po ba yung data dito? Yung number of ML players sa grade 7 ay 20. number of ML players sa grade 8 ay 15. At number of ML players sa grade 9 ay 25. At yung pong number of ML players sa grade 10 ay 10. Okay, so ito pong mismong data na ito, ang tawag po dito ay graph data. Okay, so let's have an example on how to investigate, interpret, and analyze graphs. So, ang graph po natin ay primary data. Okay, ito po yung number 1 example. A fruit store owner constructed a bar graph to show the number of fruits sold per piece in a day. Okay, so again, meron po tayong horizontal and we have vertical rather, and we have horizontal. So yung vertical natin, ang label po niya ay number of fruits sold rather. At sa horizontal naman, ito po yung mga fruits na nabenta. Okay? Kaya ang title po ng ating graph ay fruit store. Ibig sabihin, tindahan po o nagbebenta po ng fruits. Okay? So here sa ating graph, investigate po natin at analyze po natin sa ating graph, ang pinaka may malaking o yung pinaka maraming fruits na nabenta ay ito pong pinaka mataas. So ito po ay apple with 30 fruits sold. Okay? And then next, ang sumunod po na pinakamaraming nabentang fruits ay ito pong melon with 25 pieces. Pieces po siguro. Okay? And then next po, kasunod ay ito po, mango with 20. And the last one, ang hindi gaanong mabenta ay ito pong guava na may 10 lang or 10. Okay? So yun po yung analyzation po natin. Okay? Now, tingnan po natin yung different questions about this graph. Ito po yung number 1 question. Okay? Madali lang naman po. Para lang ma-analyze natin ano po ba yung graph. Kaya kailangan po natin ng questions. Okay, number 1. How many fruits how many fruits were sold in a fruit store? Okay? Ilan po bang fruits ang nabenta dito sa fruit store? So wala pong total na nakalagay. Of course, we are going to add. So ito po ay 30. Okay? Ito pong next po ay guava which is 10. So 30 plus 10 is 40. Then melon is 25. So 40 plus 25 is 65. 65 plus 20 na mango is equal to 85. Okay? So therefore, there are 85 pieces of fruit sold in a fruit store. Okay, number 2 question. What was the most picked fruit of the day? Okay, so alin daw po dito ang pinaka mabentang fruits? Okay? So siyempre, yung pinakamabenta po diyan ay yung pinakamarami, pinakamataas po sa graph. Ito po ay apple, okay? So apple with 30 pieces sold. And then next, number 3 question. How many or how about the least picked fruit of the day? Okay? So ano daw po yung pinakang least picked fruit of the day? Ibig sabihin ng least, pinaka mababa. Okay, so ito pong guava, okay? With 10 pieces only. Okay, so our answer is guava. Okay, so about interpretation. So mag-share lang ako ng konting kaalaman kung paano po mag-interpret ng graph. Okay, ito po ay bar graph, so ito po yung aking interpretation. So pwede po ninyong i-revise, pwede po ninyong gumawa ng sentence ayon dun po sa nilalaman po ng graph na ito. Okay, so ito lang po ay sample ko lang ito. Okay, so ito po yung aking first sentence. The graph shows that there were 4 kinds of fruits sold in a fruit store such as apple, guava, melon, and mango. Okay, kaya here, ang gusto ko lang po munang sabihin as an interpretation ay yung different data na nandito po sa loob. Okay? So, 4 po na kinds of fruit sold in a fruit store. Okay? So, ano po yung 4? Pwede po ninyong sabihin. Kaya nilagay ko po dito such as apple, guava, melon, and mango. Okay? And then next, after ko pong may state yung different fruits, ay ito naman po yung aking second sentence. There were 30 pieces of apple, sold, which is the largest number of pieces of fruits bought by customers. Okay. So, pwede po ninyong sabihin yung pinaka malaki dito sa ating data at pwede na rin po ninyong idugtong yung pinakamaliit. Ano po? Okay, ito po yung continuation ko kasi sa second sentence ko, ang sinabi ko lang po dito ay yung pinaka largest sold fruits. Okay. At sinabi ko na rin po yung number of pieces. Kapag in-interpret po kasi natin, o nagbibigay po tayo ng interpretation, pati po yung number, yung data, paki-state na rin po natin. Ano po? Okay, so ito po yung continuation ng interpretation. Kanina po ang in-state ko po dito ay yung most sold fruit. Okay? How about the other fruits? Dapat may state din po natin. Hindi lang yung pinaka maraming nabenta. Okay? There were 25 pieces of melon and 20 pieces of mango sold. Okay, so nabanggit ko po yung melon and mango. Okay, ito po yung ating third sentence. At yung last sentence po natin, furthermore, there were 10 pieces of guava sold, which is the least number of fruits sold in the day. Okay, so siyempre, babanggitin mo din yung pinakang konti. So, kapag sinabi mo yung fruits na pinakang konti, pati yung number of pieces sold. Okay? Para po kompleto yung data. And then, sasabihin mo, since ito na yung pinaka konti na nabenta, so i-state na po natin na ito yung the least number of fruits sold in a day. Okay? So, pwede pa po ninyong dagdagan kung meron pa po kayong gustong interpret about yung data, about yung graph na ito, pwede lang po yan. Okay? Okay, for number 2 example, Ma'am Ana constructed a pie graph that shows the favorite colors of her grade 8 students. Write a short interpretation about her graph. Ito po yung graph or pie graph ni Ma'am Ana. Okay? So, investigate po natin, analyze natin, and then interpret po natin. Okay, so sa pag-analyze po ng graph, ang una po nating titingnan ay yung ating label. Ano po ba yung label niya? So wala pong nakalagay na label kasi ito po ay pie graph. Pero ang label na lang yan titignan natin yung nakapangalan. Ano po? So meron po tayong orange, violet, red, and yellow. So bakit po color yung nakalagay? Kasi sa ating pong statement sa problem, ito po ay favorite colors of grade 8 students. Ano po? So ginrap po ni Ma'am Ana yung favorite colors, kaya colors po yung nakalagay dito. And then, notice here may nakalagay na number 8, 10, 10, 12. So yung number na ito po yung mga estudyante or number of students na may favorite ng color na ito. So for orange, 8 students ang may favorite. Violet, 10 students. Red, may 10 students. And yellow, 12 students. Okay. So yun po yung data na yan. And then, notice here, meron po tayong percentage na nakalagay dito sa labas. So we have 20% for orange, 25% for violet, 25% for red, and 30% for yellow. So kapag yung pinakamaliit na slice, dapat pinakamaliit din yung percentage. So ang orange po yung may pinakamaliit na slice dito po sa ating pie graph. So dapat siya po yung pinakamaliit. Ang percentage po niya ay 20. So 20 po ba yung pinakamaliit dito? Yes, 20. At yung pinakamalaking slice ay ito po ay yellow. Dapat siya po yung pinakamalaki ang percentage. So tama po bang 30% yung may pinakamalaki sa lahat? Okay, yes po. Okay? And then ito pong violet at red ay pareho pong 25%. So dapat magkapareho po yung slice. So the same naman po yung slice ng violet and red. And yung total po na percentage dapat ay 100%. So hindi po pwedeng kulangin or hindi po pwedeng sumobra sa 100%. So if you're going to add 25 plus 25, 50, then dito naman ay 20 plus 30 is 50. So 50 plus 50 is 100%. So all in all, 100% naman po ito. Okay. So ito lang po yung aking na-prepare na simple interpretation about this graph. So bahala po kayo kung paano po ninyo in-interpret. Basta't pag nag-interpret po kayo, lahat po ng data ay mababanggit po natin. Ano po? Pwedeng mula sa percentage, sa number, at sa color. Okay? Yung pinakamaliit at pinakamarami. Mahalaga po yun. Okay, ito po yung aking simple interpretation. Out of 40 students, so wala naman pong nakalagay na 40 students dito, pero saan ko po kinuha yung 40? Okay, yung 40 na ito po yung 8, 10, 10, 12. So yung data po na 8, ito po yung may gusto ng color na ito. Ano po? So 8 for orange, 10 students for violet, 10 students for red, and 12 students for yellow. Kaya if you add 10 plus 10, 20, 20 plus 12, 32, 32 plus 8 is 40. Kaya out of 40 students, okay, 12 of them said that color yellow is their favorite color, and this was the most choice among the four colors. Okay, so yun bang yellow ang pinakamalaki dito? Yes, ito pong yellow with 12 students. Okay, so nilagay ko po yung 12. At sabihin na rin po natin, ito po yung kanilang most choice among the four colors or the most favorite colors. Okay? Then next ay violet and red has the same number of students who said that it is their favorite color with 10 votes. So since pagkapareho na po yung violet at red, pwede na po nating pagsamahin sa isang sentence. Ano po? So 10 votes po pareho yung violet and red. Okay, continuation po. Color orange is the least choice of students. So yung orange po kasi yung pinakang konti, kaya state na po natin na ito po yung least choice of students. 8 of them said that it is their favorite color. So syempre, sinabi po ninyo yung color na orange na ito po yung pinaka-least, pati din po yung data. Okay? So yung data po niya ay 8. So yun po yung aking simple interpretation. Dito hindi ko na po nabanggit yung percentage. So pwede po ninyong idagdag yung percentage sa inyo pong interpretation. Okay? So pwede po ninyo yan na sample, pagbasehan, kung meron po kayong performance task. Salamat sa panonood mga anak. I hope na naturuan ko po kayo ng konti on how to interpret primary data. Okay? See you po on my next discussion about interpretation of secondary data.